Nicola Beach, Chief Executive of Braintree District Council. Tell us a little bit about why volunteering is so important in a community like Braintree District.
Well, it's very important. This district is a mix of town and rural, so we have to deal with people getting older, living independently, rural isolation, loneliness, and in fact some of the services that my council run, we couldn't run without volunteers. If I take the community transport scheme, for example, our volunteers are absolutely critical to that, and I know they get as much out from it as the people that they help in terms of taking them to and from the shops, from hospitals and so on. The other big area that we do is volunteering the community to keep our lovely district clean and green, and again we simply couldn't do what we do without the volunteers on the ground to help us. So I'm a huge supporter of volunteering. I would urge everyone to get involved, even if you can only give an hour a month. That makes a big difference. And from what I know from my own experience, you get as much out as you give in, as you get out what you put in. So, and a big thank you to all our volunteers who do some great work at the moment.
And of course, this week Braintree District, along with the local voluntary support agency, launched its own time banking scheme, which enables people to just give up a very small amount of their time.
Yes, and they get something back for it as well. So we're a big supporter of that. And of course, not just what the council does, but of course all that the community groups do as well, whether it's Help the Aged, the luncheon clubs which I've gone out and met, whether it's working with young children who've got some challenges. Some of the current chairman's charities are run entirely by volunteers and do some wonderful work with youngsters and some adults who've got some challenges, whether it's riding for the disabled or the park charity as well. So really, really important, and I couldn't encourage people enough to get involved.
Nicola, budgets across public services are under pressure at the moment. With that in mind, how important is it that communities and individuals do step up and take more responsibility for looking after themselves and their communities?
I think it's really important. I think whatever happens come May election, budgets are going to be tight. It would be very naive to think we're suddenly going to see a flood of money back into public services. I think we've got to get the message right here. Those in the most need, genuinely most need the most help. There are a number of people, I think, in families, individuals of all ages, all abilities, all backgrounds, who are just on that cusp actually if they just make some small changes to their lives in terms of health, whether it's not cutting out the drinking but reducing the drinking. I myself have done that actually, just to make that small step change myself. Don't drink during the week, stop smoking, take a bit more exercise, walk to work, that sort of thing can make a big difference not only to your purse but to your health, and really encourage people to do that. So it's really important, because where I think local government will need to step in is for those in most need, but actually that big group, they may well just get left behind if they don't sort of help. Community fulfil a big role. Loneliness is one of the big issues actually, and despite the modern age and technology, that is no substitute for the personal contact, a neighbour knocking on the door, are you okay? I do it myself with elderly neighbours, so again I would really encourage people to get involved.
Nicola Beach, thank you very much.
Thank you.